everyone, Joe here from Action X. Welcome to What's in the Tube. Well, welcome back. If this is your 14th Season 4 episode review, it has been a very long month. It really has been. Rookies, last episode came out first Sunday of the month. Here we are at the last Sunday of the month. Basically, the month's over. By tomorrow, it'll be March. Well, after tomorrow, it'll be March. Well, actually, this is coming out. It's a little confusing, these release dates. February is basically over. It's been a while. It's been a month. I hope everyone's been doing well, being safe. We've had a lot of things happen in the world of the Rookie, which I want to get to right now before we start with the review. We're getting a spinoff. Well, not yet. There has been a confirmed report that we are getting a 2-part backdoor pilot here on the Rookie, and that if it does do well, we are going to be getting a spinoff in the future, which I'm very, very excited about. And I just realized I need to double check if we're recording. Give me 1 second. Okay, we are recording. Okay, just making sure. Anyway, so I'm happy on the news. I love spinoffs. It's not the spinoff that I was expecting, to be honest with you. Back in season 2, I pitched for the Alan Tudyk spinoff, and what we're about to get to, I would easily see a spinoff here. But no, it's a Rookie in the sense of another form of law enforcement. I forgot if it was Secret Service or FBI. I forgot what it was, but it's cool. It's cool. I'm excited that, it's definitely a successful sign that the Rookie is not dying as a brand. There will be a 5th season, hopefully, because it doesn't make sense for ABC to do a spinoff potentially if the main show is going to end, in my opinion. So I'm very hopeful. There are also, cross-pollinations, crossovers. I'm aware ABC has done a very great job with Grey's Anatomy and Station 19, including having these kind of mini crossovers. And yes, if the Rookie spinoff does go ahead, we will be reviewing every episode of that, keeping it all in the family. So I'm excited. Again, the backdoor pilot was just recently announced. I'm pretty sure it's going to be towards the end of the season. So it'll be quite a little bit of time before we introduce them to introduce us to that new corner of the world that hopefully we will be spending some time in, and hopefully maybe we'll get some recurring Rookie characters to go on that show as a main series. Who knows? I would love for Tudyk to be involved. We'll get to Randy in a second when we get to this review. There's a lot of characters in the Rookie universe which we haven't seen in a while. It would be a very much of a blast to put them on the show as well as introduce a whole slew of new characters. But I'm very excited. I can't wait to see where that goes. But again, that was a very cool announcement they made not too long into the break. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. If everything goes well, we'll be seeing that by this time next fall or next spring. We'll see how it goes. I'm very hopeful. I'm very excited. But again, even though I'm very much of a campaigner for spin-offs of all my favorite shows, I'm still a little hesitant. I want to see the character. I want to see what the world's going to look like. I want to see what the potential is before we proceed forward with that spin-off. So it won't be that much longer. So I'll keep you posted then. But until then, this week on The Rookie, I was kind of hopeful when we wrapped the last episode review that when we come back, we get some sort of continuation with what we've been doing with the episodes, and kind of we kind of did. We finally got to meet the one and only Skip Tracer Randy, which I'm like, honestly, I gave it a good feeling that this was just going to be a recurring joke, and that would only be because of it. We got an established brand new favorite one-off, hopefully recurring character in the Rookie verse, and I'm very, very happy about it. This episode it's simplistic in terms of the impact. It definitely does not, it was one of those, like, certain characters had their moments, and that was just impactful for their stories. I was actually surprised at how much this actually was an emotional treat for some. This was definitely a Chen episode. This was definitely just another comedic episode. This also helped out Wesley, even though Wesley's kind of like side main cast. Like, he's main cast, but he's not like one of the big priorities, in my opinion. Like, it's an ensemble show, so you're gonna have moments where certain characters don't get the love as other characters will. But in this case, it definitely stands out to that format, let's say. I want to get into it right away because this was kind of a treat of an episode. So let's go through the Butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of The Rookie. So we begin with a very long, recap because it's been a month, so we're catching up people with what's been happening. I kind of needed the reminder since I've been binging some shows. I've been doing some other stuff on the side for our new channel, The Collection Compass. So it's been very busy for me. And even though I kind of vaguely remember what's been going on in our Rookie world since we we wrapped earlier this month, but we got a little bit of a recap. I want to say, yeah, so Wesley is finding other ways to kind of fill his void of time since, he's still on probation of being a lawyer for another 3 months, which is ironic because I'm pretty sure we have 3 more months left of the season in terms of airing, so that's irony there. He's been a bit of a Bob the Builder type person, trying to do some home improvements around the house. It seems like everything's doing well. He's a man. He's like really kicking into gear. And then moment after he leaves the door, the thing kind of collapses. So, of course, who do we have on staff as a carpenter? It's our good friend Nolan. He immediately goes over there. Even his girlfriend is already like giving him like his tool back so he can go fix it up. Which is kind of ironic because this is, I think, the closest that one of Nolan's love interests has been close with the regular rookie cast. Normally you get maybe 1 or 2 fraternizations, but it seems like she's really fitting in. It's not to say that it's a guarantee that she's going to potentially be Nolan's wife down the line. Let's not say that 100%, but it definitely does showcase that there's a possibility. Let's say that there's a chance. And I wouldn't be against it. Also, she did a great job on Superman and Lois a couple weeks ago, because I mentioned it before when we are on our last wave of rookie reviews that she was on Supergirl back in 2015, but way before I even started doing What's in the Tube, and she was actually reprising the role in Superman and Lois. So I'm like, that's cool, because Superman and Lois was airing new episodes while we were on our rookie break. So that was cool to continually seeing her and like bring a couple characters to life, which I really am curious how that works, because I know COVID is kind of like the regulations are kind of a little bit different right now with everything changing right now. So I'm actually pretty curious to see how she managed both shows, since going to LA and Canada is like 2 different beasts altogether. But regardless of that, I want to say there's a bunch of subplots, a lot of plots this week, really a lot. So afterwards, Nolan heads back to the station. Janet Lake tells Harper like he doesn't mind doing these labor tasks for Lopez and for Diaz and is it Diaz? Lopez and Wesley. He doesn't mind that, but the thing is that Wesley needs to do something else with his time, because him doing these home improvement things and then Nolan trying to clean them up, it's getting a little bit old. So Harper will definitely try to like vocally express that to Lopez so that she can maybe knock some sense into Wesley's head. But before they're able to do that, a familiar voice enters the picture, which I was like, why do you sound so familiar? And it's Skip Tracer Randy, which I was honestly surprised. Like, what are you here? Because again, the promo, I did not know that was Randy. I thought it was a random bounty hunter that would just roll into town. But no, it's Randy, and he wants to be a bounty hunter now. Which I'm like, of all the career changes to have, okay, bounty hunter, okay, let's do that. Let's go do that. He's a little. First of all, I like him a lot. I really do. I like his charisma. I like his personality. I like his directness, his forwardness with everyone. It was definitely a treat. It really was. He's there to pick up his first bounty, which is this educator turned runaway bail bonder thief. No, well, not bail bonder thief. She was out on bail and she ran away from her perimeter, and now she's on the loose. She's involved in some very shady organizational, organized crime stuff. So he's on the case. Of course, Harper, a bit overprotective because they've had a little bit of a history, a bit of a connection. So she's like, you know what? If you get into trouble, just call us up. We'll go and get you squared away, which I'm like, that's great. So I believe from there, so we pick up with Chen at the back of her house, where she's with Tamara. She's filling out some paperwork stuff for the fertility egg frozen procedure, and because of just medical reasons, they just want to make sure they get the best eggs possible from Chen. Which I'm just thinking, what kind of eggs are you getting out here? Like, it's a bit weird in my opinion, but regardless of what the case might be, one of the things is that they want to know her family history, any genetic diseases, any sort of like things that Chen could potentially get and the egg could potentially get once it becomes a baby. She doesn't know exactly 100% the history, since apparently her dad is not her biological dad. It's he raised her, which makes her dad. That makes sense. But her biological dad is still a great big unknown for everyone. It is, and she's tried before to ask her mom who her real dad is, and she always comes with excuses and trying to like be very stern, like do not ask me this question, never do. Chen has respect those boundaries, but since right now she's just curious about the factor with all the paperwork that she kind of wants to know, she really does, and she brings that thing up to Bradford, who's always a very stern, very different approach type of person. He's very much like, well, your mom had a reason for it, and besides the medical stuff, it doesn't really matter to you at the end of the day, since you're an adult now, you lived your life, your dad is your dad, and that's all that it is. Which is ironic considering the situations they're about to go into, since all of their crimes throughout the day, and mostly Chen, the first half of this episode for Chen is mostly doing these crimes for this one individual who, let's just say sadly, the story is a very tragic one. There's this woman who had a family history of getting cancer, breast cancer, I believe, and she's had a slew of bad luck once she got that diagnosis. Her boyfriend broke up with her since, I don't know, they bullshit, which I'm like, damn, dude, you really didn't care about her if you only cared about her appearance by that point. Her workplace fired her because when she was doing chemo, it ran a little long, plus she needs to be back to normal strength somewhat and to go to work, and she shows up late, she got fired of that, and since she didn't have a income anymore, she couldn't provide a stable work schedule because of her chemo schedule, and chemo does knock things a lot out of you, so it's not even like she can guarantee herself to go to work when she even is on chemo. So she would end up at times not being able to pay rent, and the landlord honestly increased the rent, which is like really shitty, like to have a landlord increase your rent when you're like in the middle of a medical crisis. So it is really shitty. Those type of people are not the best in the world, to be honest with you. So she's kind of had it because she's tired of everything. She just all she wants. She always thought of going into her life, and this is honestly speaks to me, is that if you do good deeds, if you do the right thing, then the right thing should come back to you. It isn't how it always is, sadly, in life. Sometimes the dice of the luck of the dice is not for everyone's prerogative, which is really unfortunate. But sadly, that is the case. Sadly, you really can't control that, and that's really unfortunate. The thing she did, which is dropping rats into the restaurant she worked at. I think she attacked her boyfriend. She pepper sprayed her landlord, and she's like, I don't care if I go to prison for any of these. I really don't, because I'm just done. I'm really done with life, which is like unfortunate. And she just easily goes in. She gets arrested, and her statement of like knowing her family history with cancer kind of made her expect that this was going to happen on the line. So she tried to live life to the fullest. It didn't really pan out well for her, and I do feel for her. Obviously, she committed these crimes, so she can't be excused for that. But it does struck a chord with Chen, since like now she's more aware of like, should she try to like reach out to her biological dad? Should she try to figure out who he is? So she contacts her aunt, who's a bit hesitant to give her this information since, family code, don't tell anyone, don't go behind sister's back. But Chen's like, look, I don't even really want to talk to her. I just want to know his medical history, and that's really it. But however, the real reason why Chen's mom didn't want to give her that information when she was growing up is because when her mom started out her business as being a psychiatrist, a therapist, she slept with one of her clients, and that client gave her the baby, i.e. Chen, which was a really big smirk in her career should have gone public, since normally you cannot sleep with your clients, which I'm aware of that since I watched The Great How I Met Your Mother, where they dealt with that briefly for a season. So with that being said, Chen's like a little bit, angry because her mom was hypocritical about every, opinion she's had on Chen's recent career moves, and considering the fact that her mom also did like a pretty shitty thing with her career, that she's not one to talk. But of course, Bradford kind of like becomes the mediator, like, you both have points, but there was a reasons behind those points. Chen does get the name of her biological dad. She contacts someone to try and get his phone number, but sad to say, he passed away not too long ago, so Chen never got to meet her biological dad. And this scene was very well handled. This was Chen's last scene of the episode. It was very well handled because she didn't feel... It wasn't like a weird crying scene because she never met him, so it wasn't really the case of, hey, I'm going to cry for this man I never met. Like, yeah, he's your biological dad, but you never got to know the man. And yes, there's a little bit of remorse that, like, maybe if I reached out or if I tried harder sooner, maybe I could have met him and known him a little bit. But at the end of the day, you never really knew him. Like, he never was involved in your life. I think they said, like, he just said to her, to Chen's mom, that I'm not ready to be a parent. I can't be around here. So if you want to keep the baby, that's on you, but I will not be around. I'm just not ready to be a parent. Which I probably said this at some other episode of What's the Tube in the 300 plus we produce. I'm on the long side that if I was to accidentally have a baby with someone, and I would man up. I would definitely try my damn best. I would kill myself for the baby. I would, like, look, I'm your father. I'm going to do my damn best. I will stop the channel. I will stop all my hobbies. I will focus solely on you. I would do that. That's the thing I am. Am I ready for fatherhood? No one is. No one is ready for parenthood. You just kind of have to jump in and hope for the best, and everything will work out. But some people, they just get really gun shy and they try to run away, so they avoid that responsibility. But Chen takes it very well. It says, like, yeah, I never got to know him. It is a damn bummer, but, you know, I know my dad is my dad, and that's all that matters. So I'm like, that messaging was really sweet. It touched me a little bit. I want to say, yeah, so Lopez gets the hint that, like, yeah, Wesley is not a Bob the Builder type person. He's definitely going to probably destroy their house one of these days, so she decides to give him something to do. So, for some reason, she springs him on a TV set for this actress, a method actress, who is playing a district attorney, and she wants to study Wesley in order to kind of get the lowdown of what it means to be a district attorney, so that she can apply it to her character. It's not a very much of a bad thing. I think it's a little bit cringy, a little bit, but, you know, she's a decent actor, let's say that. She's an actress playing an actress to play this other character, which is kind of hard to do a little bit. So Wesley kind of chaperones her around, gives her all the legal jargon, takes her to the police station. She tries to make a fling on Gray, trying to do a cluckhold situation, which I'm like, nah, brah, nah. She even sneaks into an interrogation room acting like a lawyer. And again, if she's a really good actress. Let's just say that. She really is good for the sake of the show. Wesley tries to give her some on the ground experience with, like, taking her to the neighborhood we've been focusing on for the last season and a half, trying to tell her that, like, yeah, the legal system's kind of fucked up at times, and it's people like Wesley that are trying to make a difference by actually trying to be a proactive person and trying to get there when they can, and giving these people another chance that isn't just signing a plea deal and then going on with their life in prison. That's not what he's trying to go for. He's getting reinvigorated on this, and all she has to say is, like, wow, that sounds so impactful. Can I get it on tape? Which was pretty. She even goes up to a bunch of drug dealers and tries to act like, I am this, you hurt my friend, you sold him this poison. And they're like, yeah, bro, I don't give a shit. He gave me my money. Like, for an imaginary person, he's like, I don't give a fuck. And, you know, it was like, Wesley was trying to diffuse the situation before it got worse. And thankfully the drug dealer recognized, like, oh, you that actress from that Tango movie. And I'm like, oh my God. I love Rookie sometimes. Rookie's always unexpected, but I always love it. It never disappoints me. I want to say we get a scene with Wesley and her again. I don't think that's it. I think that was kind of it for the episode with them. I know Wesley has a moment with Lopez where he's going to try and find something else to do. 3 months to go for his probation to finally end, but, you know, he'll find something else to do. Maybe he'll be an actor. And Lopez is like, hell no. I mean, no, definitely not. Yeah, so I believe from there, I forgot where we're going from there. Okay, back to Nolan's subplot. So I think Nolan and Harper get a little bit of a lead up to, I think they're exploring another case, or if, I don't know if it's the same exact case as, oh no, wait, I think, yeah, so somehow they get involved with the ex-fiance for Harper's ex-husband's, well, ex-fiance, if that makes any link of sense. They're trying to chase her down, but of course, Randy gives him a call saying, like, I found the woman, she's at his house, she attacked Mr. Russo from Wizards of Waverly Place. Yeah, he was there. I'm like, yeah, dude, you were there. It's like, I forgot to tweet at him. I really did. It was one of those, like, I had some of that editing stuff to do, so I wasn't really paying attention to my Twitter. But he was there. They head over to the house. He's shot, but he's not dead. And Randy just hit in the piano, which he calls it, like, the sex dungeon, which I'm like, how that a kind of over average man is going to fit in that piano and fuck someone, Randy. I don't think that's how it works. I love Randy. I really do. Again, if we need Alan Tudyk, we need Randy in this rookie spin out. Let's do this. Let's figure that out. Like, let's brainstorm to that element there. Say what you want about Randy and his method. He does get shit done. He has managed to successfully get messages off this woman's phone, which they can use. She's trying to flee the country. So they find her at a parking lot where she's trying to get to buy one, but sadly she gets stopped by another bounty hunter, which turns out to be Randy's ex-lover, which is like, Jesus Christ, this thing's all getting so hot and flingy. So yeah, apparently Randy was only doing this bounty hunter thing just to get her, like, you know, win the money, get her back, and, you know, kind of like resume life with her. And I'm like, bro, you don't have to do this for someone that clearly doesn't like you. You don't have to do this, but, you know, sadly the point isn't made there. I want to say, do we have anything else? Did we get anything else? No, there's more thing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we can go on. I know Randy somehow gets another lead about them being in a hotel. So I believe they go there. I forgot. I believe we get the Harper scene where she talks to the ex-fiance, where she apologizes that, you know, she brought up her previous life as a adult star sex worker. I forgot what the career was, but she apologizes, and they both kind of have this common ground. Like, yeah, her ex-husband and now her ex-fiance was kind of a stuck-up, kind of like a control freak, which I'm like, pretty hilarious. It's always funny when those kind of bonding moments happen. But they get a lead on the woman they're hunting for the bounty at a hotel. So they get her, they arrest her. But sadly, poor old Randy answers the door when someone orders room service, but no one ordered room service. It was a guy. Randy gets shot. Brief gunfight ensues. They get the dude, and thankfully Randy smartly wore a bulletproof vest, so he's all right. He lives. So. They get that organized, but the other bounty hunter lady shows up and takes the woman during the heat of it, and the other members of the motorcycle gang that the lady got her money from is also after her. So Nolan heads off to try and, you know, get that situated. I'm trying to get that all figured out. Randy says, you know what, I'm gonna go save my bro, Nolan. So they head up to the parking lot. They have a gunfight with the other members, and it's pretty hilarious how everything just turned out. Randy gets shot again, and I'm like, bro, they were trying to make us cry 2 times, but it didn't work. It didn't work. Randy lives again, and he calls Nolan like, you are my best friend. You saved my life. A lot of times, all Nolan can say is like, you're gonna feel those bullet shot, like those, like, you know, attacks to your chest tomorrow morning. You're gonna feel it. So. The bounty's taken. It seems to be over. Randy's like, this was fun, but, you know, I'm gonna go back to skip tracing. You know, I feel like that's my calling. And Harper's like, thank the freaking Lord, you are going to die out there. Like, you know, we cannot do another funeral on this show. We really cannot. So I want to say, yeah, I think that's it. Also, I know there's a moment I forgot to mention where Nolan's girlfriend did help out briefly to Chen and Bradford earlier in the episode, and there was a scene where she showed up at the station. It turns out her and Randy are also friends, because after the 2-parter episode with her and her abusive ex-husband, they actually got along. They became friends, and I was just like, bruh. And what was the funniest impact is that at the end of the episode, Nolan was like so happy to just come home to her, like wind down with her, be happy, and then he just finds her, him, and then the other bounty hunter lady. Apparently, they weren't even broken up. They were just doing this as a role playing thing for sex. Which I'm like, Randy got shot 2 times. Yeah, both were in the middle of a firefight, and you only did this for kinks. No one pass over that bottle of wine. I'm gonna need all the wine to like understand that. Like literally, they put their lives on the line just so they can get off tonight. So I'm like, thank God this is where the episode ends, because like I'm just like, of all the things to do to get off with your lady, I mean, there's nothing about like literally putting yourself in the middle of like gunfire and nearly dying twice to get that off. And now that's where we're gonna end the episode. That's where we're gonna end it. So again, this was another another great episode of The Rookie. Perfectly balances the comedy and also your emotional moments with both the Chen storyline and then the hilarious moments with Randy. Again, I love Randy. If we can put him in more of The Rookie, put him in the spinoff, I don't care. We need more of Randy. That's what we need. We need more Randy. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm excited. I really am excited for that. But I'm happy. I'm really happy for this episode. It was by far the most perfect blend of comedy and emotional residency with everyone. I think, this was another one. Like, yeah, we were off for 3 weeks. It was a nice, simple episodes to slide us back into the story, to this world that I love so much. I love the Rookie world so much. I can never get enough of it. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. Again, I can't wait to see where the next big story beat's going to be. These side episodes have been fun. It's really been fun, but I really want to get to some, real drama soon. I think we're a little bit overdue for that. So we'll see how next week goes. But until then, I'm going to give this episode, I'm going to see if it's been a while, 2 thumbs up. I really enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this week's episode of The Rookie? I'd like to talk to y'all down below. But I think that's going to do it for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's It Do from Action X, reviewing every episode in the 4th season of The Rookie. If you want to know what we're doing normally in What's It Do, besides our Rookie episode reviews, we're currently doing Walker episode reviews each and every week after a brand new episode on the CW. So check them out when you can. We do quick impression, we do first impression, we do all things under the sun. So stay tuned for more of that while we're, doing these weird break things, because Rookie and Walker can never predict their schedules, can never predict them, to be really honest with you. We'll be back next week with another brand new episode of The Rookie, so stay tuned until then. Please also, if you are unaware, please subscribe to us on youtube.com/ActionXvideos. Ring that bell for notification when our next episode review is live for The Rookie. Please also like, favorite, share this review if you want to. Helps us get us out there to other members of the Rookie Nation if you have to discover us. Please also follow us on social media to stay up to date with any sort of updates for the channel. Ring that bell. But until then, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And for all you members of the Rookie Nation, I'll see y'all next week. But until then, peace out.